All right, team, welcome to this week's Intel Report, January 26th, Monday. Hope everybody's getting back safe from SHOT Show. And again, if you guys have seen anything awesome out there that I don't know about yet and you're my buddy, please let me know because I'd love to check it out. It's one of the best things about going out there. I know the set that I'm on looks a little bit different than what we're doing for our weekly Intel Report, but we're out here filming for EDC Coffee and Tea. As you guys know, we launched that last year. And it's been awesome, it's been fun, and a lot of that isn't thanks to you guys. You guys have supported us for doing this, and this is literally where it started. I started drinking tea with my kids, realizing that this is something I was passionate about, and we turned this into a whole set. We have a lot of new stuff coming out, so we appreciate the support. And again, if you haven't seen or heard or checked out edcbrew.com yet, go check it out. A couple of things I'm gonna talk about in this week's Intel Report. First of all, the will, the mindset. I'm going to talk about accountability. For our training section, I'm going to talk about reps, getting solid reps in and building those habits for this new year. What does that mean? Let's dive into it. Third, I'm going to talk about the new blades that we're working on, some of the other teasers, some of the other products that we're getting ready to release, and the reloads that are coming up as well. Lastly, I'll just talk a little bit about the application for all of those things and how they apply. And we'll close out with a little bit of a debrief. First thing, accountability. When I left the command and I finally started to realize that nothing was going to change in the environment that we were in unless we did something about it. We, more specifically than that, is I. It gets very, very finite when it comes to making changes because we oftentimes point out all the things in our environment that aren't happening, that aren't right. And what it comes down to is that that's God giving you a sign that you're the one. You're the one that's supposed to fix it. And that's really what I left with, realizing that all these things that people complain about, all the things that we were complaining about, it was never going to change unless we did something about that. Why am I talking about accountability when it comes to recognizing things and doing something about it? Well, because in order for those to get done, you have to be able to be accountable to yourself. In order to improve, in order to identify something, in order to even take the weight on and the responsibility on of seeing something that needs to be fixed, that in itself takes a level of accountability. It is so easy in today's modern world to get distracted and come up with all of the excuses of why things are not going the way they should. And honestly, if we want things to really go to another level, it takes a level of internal accountability to ourselves. That's why the other thing that I said was, when something goes wrong, instead of pointing the finger out that way, it's really about pointing the finger at yourself. Where are we not improving? Where are we not taking responsibility? And then just having that honest conversation. The more you portray something that you're not, the more you try to come up with excuses to other people that this didn't happen because of this, this, and this, you're only building a false character in yourself and a false sense of what you're actually capable of. Believe me, kids in today's modern society, and men too, and other people, they lack accountability and they lack the ability to take responsibility for what's going on. Everybody wants to point the finger. In fact, liability, insurances, the way our culture has been for the last 100 years, that's pretty much what it comes down to in a corporate society. Everybody has somebody else to blame. In a small group, in a team setting, if you want to be effective in a family, if you want to be effective in a small team, take ownership of what's going on around you and recognize they're happening because of you. And you're the one that needs to take accountability for it. So here's one scripture that I'm going to share with you guys. And this is from Galatians chapter 6, verses 1 through 5. Brethren, and if a man be overtaken in any fault, you who are spiritual, instruct such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so you shall fulfill the law of Christ. For if any man think himself to be something, whereas he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. But let everyone prove his own work, and so he shall have glory in himself only, and not in another. For everyone shall bear his own burden. At the end of the day, we are accountable to our own things. It's going to be us at the gate explaining and taking account for everything we've done or everything we haven't done. So this is something to consider when we're dealing with not only other people, but just ourselves. Let's not deceive ourselves to think that we're greater than we actually are. The more I grow, the more I understand, the more I realize like I am all jacked up and I do not have it right and I have so much to fix and I do not have all the answers. Humility opens up the door for awareness, allowing us to build upon that, to do something great, to be able to help other people where the scripture really calls it out and says, let's not deceive ourselves thinking that we're greater than we are, and being humble enough to know that we can be great if we are able to take that level of accountability. So I want to share that with you guys. Again, accountability is something that's hard for people to swallow. And in fact, I don't even know if really people know how to take accountability anymore, but it's recognizing that something isn't going right in your life, personally, family, team, and recognizing that it's on you to do something about it. If multiple people think that way, wow, now we're making progress. Now we're making an effect. Okay, so going down to training, going into this new year, I talked about how practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. So you've got to get good reps in. Those of you that have been with me for a while, you understand that I'm always trying to get good reps in. It's the analogy of hitting the brake on a car, but you don't always plan on slamming on the brake. You don't train that way all the time, but you do it when it's necessary. And all you've done is practiced and done it every day slowly for your entire life or however many years you've been driving. The motor pattern is the same. So it's the same thing when I strike. If I'm constantly throwing a punch in training and I'm dropping my left hand, well, what's going to happen when I do it under some type of ambush? Right? I go to throw that punch and my left hand drops, as opposed to getting that right and throwing my punch and keeping this hand up ready to protect myself. I can do this really slow and develop that habit. Boom, hips are moving, I'm sinking in, I'm pressing my weight down, my hand's up, this is up, my shoulder's up, trying not to block my mic too much, but everything's happening in that motion. Now I start working on my speed. Boom, get it back. Then I start working on my power and bring everything together. Now, the idea of know the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist, it's important to understand that if I don't have the fundamental motor memory to throw that punch every single time, and then I just choose to kind of wing it when I want, I haven't really developed a great motor pattern on why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I want to throw that punch the same way every time, regardless of my environment. And then when I start seeing the variables, then I can start picking and choosing, hey, maybe I'm throwing this hand down because I'm moving one of my kids out of the way. I throw the punch and I'm going to move somebody at the same time to block another threat or something that's happening. What's my point in all this? Reps, reps, reps. I always say it takes 60 to 90 days to develop a good habit depending on the complexity of the task. Going through the motions, you're going to gain fruit. Going through the motions with a why, you're going to gain more spiritual fruit. Going through the motions with a why and then making sure that you stay consistent really gives you a well-rounded package on why you're doing what you're doing. Whether it's pulling your blade out, throwing a punch, drawing your pistol, moving out of the way, or just driving in general, it's really important. How you do anything is how you do everything. So just think about that this week, this whole year. What habit are you trying to develop in yourself? What skill are you trying to develop in yourself? And are you taking it seriously enough to really ingrain and solidify and make concrete those areas that you're trying to improve in? Okay, switching to the equip section. Gear this week. If you didn't go check out the email or you aren't subscribed up for SMS, get on the list because we're sending stuff out about this new blade that we're building. Again, the Razorback was never meant to be a lonely child. That's what we said in the thing. I'm developing something that people have been asking for years. It's a fun blade. It's going to be awesome. I think you guys are going to love it. It's shorter in nature. It's a little bit more compact, but it's exactly what people have been asking for. And if you've seen the teaser photos, you can kind of get a really good idea of where we're going. Really, really minimal profile, and it's everything that you need and nothing that you don't. So go check out that email if you didn't open it last week and then get on our list. We're still working on the scales. We've got scales that we're working for a modified grip on almost all of our blades. We're going to systematically roll those out. We're going to start working on different colors, different grips, different feels. Why? Well, because we want that grip to be even better than it's been. We want to continue to improve, and maybe even because you have a different hand grip or feel or size that's going to help modify that even more, to kind of go down the road of giving you the ability to customize the blade package that you decide to carry every single day. So scales, blade, we've got several blades that we are working on right now, and I'm just excited to share those with you. Remember, June is Blade Show, so get ready to go to Blade Show. We're going to be in Atlanta. We're going to be dropping a lot of new stuff out there. We even have an exclusive product that we're going to be dropping just at the show. So if you aren't signed up or making plans for that trip yet, I would suggest you start doing your planning. I know everybody's coming back from SHOT Show, but it's a great trip to be on. It's really our SHOT Show. We really enjoy it. It's much more intimate, so I hope you guys will join us at that point. Again, today, really just to think about some of the things that I broke out was, how do we stay accountable to ourselves and the people around us? How do we get great reps to be able to apply to everything that we're doing if we're truly trying to grow? Even those reps that you're doing in the gym or training or fighting or shooting, they matter just as much. And it goes back to that accountability. Can I call myself out for not doing it right? And then am I humble enough to go ask a buddy, like, hey, look, I know I'm going to open myself up here, but like, how can my shooting be better? Or how can my fighting be better? Or even better yet, how can my parenting be better? Am I a great father? I don't know. Let somebody that's got some experience give me some feedback on that. And that takes some vulnerability. I know everybody has a hard time with that word, but we're starting to realize that being used in the right way really does add a lot of value. We are still hiring for the position. I'm going to start working something up so I can put that out to you guys, but it's $18 an hour to start. It's getting in the door with us. It's going to be one of our team members. It's going to add a lot of value. So if you're in the Virginia Beach area, we're still taking resumes. We're going through a couple. We've been through a couple of interviews. We appreciate you guys submitting all those things. So give us some patience as we sift through those. But I want us to keep it open for a little bit longer to see if we can find some more candidates out there that are local. So spread the word, please. What else do we got? That was a lot. Again, we're getting ready to do some more filming here. We appreciate everything, guys, going into this new year. We're pumped. I'm excited. Continue to, go check out the website. We're releasing new things. Oh, the Spike too. We just reloaded the Spike as well. And we reloaded the black and brown rosary pouch. So that thing has been awesome. The rosary and the rosary pouch are two things that have just been flying off the shelf. We're having a hard time keeping that in stock, and rightfully so, right? Because it's just something that I keep saying, stay armed. Always have that thing with you, and the pouch is an easy way to keep it protected, keep it safe, and really treat it with the respect that it deserves. So, all right, that's it. I don't know where I'm at for time, but God bless you guys. Go check out crusheverything.com or edcbrew.com. Sign up for our newsletter, sign up for our SMS, and we'll see you guys in the next video. God bless everybody and have a great week. Peace.